At 6, wrong-way crashes are some of the rarest collisions on our local highways, but they're often the most deadly.
Last year, ODOT says 16 people died and nearly 30 wrong-way crashes statewide.
2 News reporter Kristen Eskow digging deeper into what's being done to prevent this oncoming danger.
Yeah, Brooke and Mark, ODOT officials tell me they're bringing changes to several highway ramps in many counties where most of these crashes have happened. But some wonder if new signage and road markings will really be enough.
It's a scare many of us have never witnessed. Amidst a sea of red lights, there's a car coming toward you head on. There are some all too familiar with the tragic consequences.
Kyle did everything that he did had to do with music, and it had to do with his Camaro.
In 2016, Kelly Latta lost her boyfriend in a wrong-way crash. Kyle Cantor was one of 5 people killed on Interstate 75 in Dayton. Police say the wrong-way driver, also one of the people killed, was under the influence of drugs and alcohol. But for Latta, this hasn't been the only time she's lost someone she knows in a wrong-way crash. Her former co-worker, 30-year-old Andrew Brunsman, died when he collided with a fuel tanker last year. A crash report shows Brunsman had alcohol and marijuana in his system when he caused the crash and fire.
I feel like it shouldn't be happening this often. It shouldn't be so close to home.
According to the Ohio Department of Transportation, there were 26 wrong-way crashes last year.
But unfortunately, when they happen, they tend to be catastrophic because you've got 2 people going at a high rate of speed head-on.
Matt Bruning says that's why ODOT is now adding stacked wrong-way signage, road markings, and reflectors on all highway ramps in 17 counties, including Montgomery and Greene, where most of the state's wrong-way crashes have happened.
And this is a relatively low-cost, effective way to try to prevent these types of crashes or reduce the risk of them from happening.
That method is making a difference in other states.
We're very data-driven in our safety programs, and we were heartened that at least we're seeing some decrease in fatalities and injuries.
Pennsylvania Department of Transportation spokesperson Rich Kirkpatrick, who talked with us by Skype, says between 2008 and 2012, 51 people died in wrong-way crashes and 58 were seriously injured. But the following 4-year period, those numbers dropped to 40 fatalities and 31 seriously injured.
This was such a need where, the state police approaching us saying, we have a big safety problem.
In Rhode Island, the changes are a bit more advanced. Crews have installed wrong-way driving detection systems in 24 locations. Once a driver enters a highway ramp the wrong way, lights on signs begin flashing. If the driver keeps going, the device takes pictures of the vehicle and sends an alert to authorities. Officials can also write a warning on highway signs to caution other drivers.
If we can save one life, it's worth it.
Stephen Pristawa of the Rhode Island Department of Transportation says between 2010 and 2015, 8 people were killed in wrong-way crashes among those 24 locations. But since 2015, when much of the technology was installed, that number of fatalities has dropped to 0. He says the detection systems alerted to at least 107 drivers going the wrong way over the past 3 years. All but 1 turned around before getting on the highway. But the project wasn't cheap. Pristawa says it cost $600,000 in federal funding to install the detection systems. When asked about preventing wrong-way driving, Ohio State Police referred us to ODOT.
Why doesn't Ohio have something like that?
Certainly something we've looked at. Again, the biggest challenge for us is where do you put this? Rhode Island probably has hundreds of ramps. We have 5,209 in the state of Ohio.
Is Ohio doing enough to stop wrong-way crashes?
Will you ever do enough? I don't know that you can answer that question. We do what we can to reduce the risk. At the end of the day, it's on the driver.
As Kelly Latta reflects on the people she's lost, she believes any change on the roads is a step in the right direction.
It comes down to doing the right thing, and the people that call the police when they see these cars are doing the right thing.
And of course, police say if you do see a wrong-way driver, you should immediately call 911. And we also asked the ODOT spokesperson, what about spike strips? Those are those metal spikes in the ground that would slash your tires if you're driving the wrong way. Well, he told us that's actually one of the worst options they could pursue. He says spike strips just aren't built to handle the high rates of speed people are going on these highway ramps, and they often get stuck in snow and ice. For now, we're live in Vandalia. Kristen Eskow, 2 News, working for you.